What's up, Quadcopter fans? I'm your drone.com. Today I'm going to be filming the SEMA X5 Explorers. I have dual cameras on. I have the Mobius as well as the RunCam. Trying to figure out which one is going to do a better job as far as quality. Light is starting to get a little bit dimmer as the sun's going down. Camera is on the SEMA X5. We're going to do a hand launch here. Been having a little bit of issues with the binding with this. It's not binding like it normally should be, so I'm going to have to do a little bit more inspecting on it to figure out what's going on. So we'll launch it from the hand. We're in the high-speed mode currently right now. Camera is on. This is a really fun one to fly. My range was a little bit limited yesterday. Might be having some battery issues, so have to check that out. Looks like the battery wire inside the quadcopter in the battery bay is getting a little bit crimped or crooked or bent, so I'm not sure if there's a short in there or not. So I'm going to have to be mindful of that here in the future. So we are flying in the high mode, but this is a very, very stable flyer. It'll hover all by itself, so unlike a lot of minis in this class which require a lot of manual input, this one's, just hover right here, hands off basically the transmitter, and it's just hovering. So super cool. This is probably my 5th or 6th flight with this quadcopter. We'll keep it low to these trees so we can kind of see it in the background. Does have the ability to be able to do flips, so you can flip with it and record at the same time. The recording button's in a little bit different place than most quadcopters that you'll find. It's where one of the trim buttons should be. So, and also too is that your orientation on your lights is a little bit reversed. Most quadcopters in this class have your greens in the front, reds in your back, so that can get a little bit confusing, if you are used to flying it in reverse. So we'll do another flip here. Try out all the flip options, front flip. And you can hear those little motors really screaming, the plastic gear motors inside there. Holding this thing up, spinning at high RPMs, so not many of them do have brushless motors in this class and for this price, but I've had good luck with the gear motors. Tarantula, I've had to replace a few, but that was large in part because of the payload that I was putting on there. I was strapping a GoPro to it. I'm not sure what this thing can lift. I've seen some people lifting a RunCam with it, so I might try that, but there's real no need. The camera is decent that comes with it at 2 megapixels. So might not need to replace it with anything at all. So it's got decent flight time, probably about 5 to 6 minutes of what I've been getting. Like I mentioned, I was having some range issues with it before. So we'll get a good shot of the background here. You can see the little camera shoots more in a downward pitch, like a 45-degree angle, so not the best for aerial. You get more of what's underneath you opposed to long distance horizon shots. but handling well. We'll do a couple more flips here, probably going on 5 minutes of flight time. A nice thing is when this does drop out, if you just shut the power off, you can just turn it back on and it'll pick back up as long as the battery's got enough charge in it. And I've noticed that with the SEMAs. I have an X11 Hornet, and it does a similar as well, as where as the throttle drop out, but you can toss it and it'll pick itself up. And I've been doing mostly hand launches with this little quadcopter, so. So got a little too close there on the ground, trying to do a flip. But very, very stable, hovering on its own. No inputs, very easy to control, so for a beginner, definitely a plus if you're considering. And you can fly it indoors too as well. You can put the prop guards on this quadcopter. I haven't put them on personally. They would act more like a wind sail against the wind, but landing gear on there is a little bit of a necessity, but it does have the motor on the motor arms. It does have little pegs that come down off there, or feet, that you can also be used for landing if you do want to take the landing gear off it too as well, make it faster. But in the low and slow mode, you know, very steady, very smooth. So we're actually losing control of it right now. The battery's dying out on us. We're losing some binding, so we'll bring it in for a landing. Wasn't the greatest landing, but started losing its binding there. Tried to catch it, but you get decent amount of flight time out of this one. You're gonna get 5 to 6 minutes. So that's the SEMA X5 Explorers. Very fun to fly. Definitely well recommended, especially if you're a beginner or, you know, a younger flyer. Would make a good starter.